What's going on, guys? Episode 5 of Colby's Garage. We're here with Hissy Fit. A lot of you guys have been asking, show your Shelby, show your GT500, show your Mustang, you know. So today I thought I'd unveil it. I was going to keep it to the end, but you know what? I was so excited. It was a beautiful day out today, and I just thought I'd pull it out and definitely do like a little review. Not quite like your typical car guy review, because obviously we don't do stuff usual here. We're just going to do like a little overview, what I think of it, what I don't like of it, and you know, what's done to it, and just talk about it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is obviously the color. Excuse me. White. I'm kidding. I think it's Arctic white. I'm not exactly sure. I call myself a Shelby fan. I don't know the paint code of it. I have a little touch-up stick. I'm sure I could read it off. I think it's Arctic white. As you can tell, it has gray stripes. Sometimes they come up as gray. Sometimes in pictures they look like a blue, believe it or not. Just depends on the sun hits it. They're called ghost stripes. This spec, like, let's just, you know, narrow it down to more like the paint and stripes. It's very rare. There wasn't very many of them made. I've been told that. I've been told it's a very rare colorway, let's call it. You know, it was special enough to get this car, and then also just to get like a very rare one was even bigger. I'll definitely get into why it means so much to me, but we'll get into that at the end once we review the whole car. Second thing is carbon fiber grille. Looks crazy cool. I don't have the snake in it, a little snake that goes, I believe, in the far corner. Didn't come with it. I thought about buying it, but honestly, I don't know. I really think it's really cool just the way it is without the snake. I think the snake is a very played out thing sometimes, and I think the snake in the front wouldn't make it. I think it'd make it look older. I think this just gives it more of a race car feel. Satin black right here. Before I bought the car, the owner before, I'm the third owner. He didn't PPF it. He didn't. There's not very many kilometers on the car, so it didn't really get chipped up that much. I got it with 17,000 or 18,000 kilometers. So yeah, it didn't get chipped up that much. So what I did was, obviously it was flat black underneath. It was this color, and long story short, I got a buddy to come over and he wrapped it. He wrapped it absolutely perfect. I couldn't be happier about it. And it covered up all the little chips, because underneath it was white. So what they did was they had the white like this, they painted over it flat black, and then whenever it got chipped, well, obviously you saw white. So he wrapped it over. I couldn't be happier about it. I still have my little Shelby sticker right there, which is really hard to see, but I like it like that. You got to really pinpoint to see it. And then it's still got the black stripes that come up here, up to here. I couldn't be happier, honestly. It worked out good. And then what I actually did was I went ahead and I actually clear coated the whole car. We'll get more into that later, or not the whole car, just the front of it, but we'll get into that later. Carbon fiber bottom front grille, let's call it. Again, it's carbon fiber. It's not the hydro dip. I have nothing against the hydro dip. There's hydro dip carbon fiber on this car, but I just think when you could put real carbon fiber, it's always best. And again, like I always say, there's no car guy that doesn't like carbon fiber. Everybody's like, oh my goodness, you put carbon fiber all over your car. No car guy that's in the cars can say he does not like carbon fiber. Like every single car guy is like carbon fiber. So that's definitely a really cool feature. One of the two things I've done to this car, cosmetically, is license plate. So the Shelby, well, obviously Hissy Fit, and then the Shelby outline thing. Again, that's not carbon fiber. That's hydro dip, Amazon special. It's sick. You know, license plate holders, they're very underrated. If you're a car collector, buy them, because it makes your car feel really cool. No, it doesn't add horsepower. No, it doesn't add value, but it just makes you feel really special about your car, and I really do suggest it. Touching on that, I wouldn't have put a front plate on it, but it came with a front plate, 2 holes in it, and I tried driving it around without it, and it just looked kind of funny with the 2 holes sitting there. People say, well, you could cover them up, you could do this, that. Honestly, it doesn't look that bad. Like, yeah, I really like it with the front plate on it. Obviously Hulk without the front with the front plate on, not that good, or the Viper. The Hellcat's got a front plate, so this one has a front plate, so it's not bad. So I went 2 out of 2, and then the Camaro has a front plate. So I think maybe it's just a muscle car thing. Maybe they look good with it. Who knows? There's our favorite truck. Squirrel. I got a thing for diesel trucks. I love diesel. We have stock splitter. Nothing special on the splitter. It's a great splitter. You know, a lot of people say, well, people are going to say, oh, you just talked about carbon fiber. Well, it came on the car. No, I've looked at what carbon fiber splitters are worth. They're worth astronomical amount of money. And you know what? When you have quite a few cars, you have to spread the wealth in different avenues. That's what my dad says. You got to spread the wealth, and that's what it is. I just haven't got around to get a carbon fiber splitter. I think it would look great. I really do, but you got to save your money. You got to budget your money, and when you're trying to build a 1,000 horsepower Corvette, it's pretty tough. So, yeah. So that's for the front of the car. To get into the things that was wrong with the car, there was nothing, knock on wood, wrong yet. What was wrong though was the paint. The paint was in a little bit of a rough situation. Like I said, I had a few chips here. I was driving around for like 1,000 kilometers, got a big chip here, and I end up saying, okay, I'm parking the car and I'm gonna get it buffed and I'm gonna get the paint fixed and then I'm gonna clear coat it. So that's exactly what I did. I got a little touch-up paint. There weren't huge chips, so you just dab it on slowly over time and it healed up, let's call it. Like I said, I fixed this, and then I got my good friend Dennis Renard. He's really good at buffing. Honestly, he's the best in the business. A lot of people say, oh, it's the best. This guy here, lights out. Like, can't speak enough good things about it. So you put a nice wax, nice buff, and buffed it all, and the paint came out perfect. Just had a lot of swirls in it. Let's call it a few scratches, and they all came out perfectly. So I couldn't be happier. The paint is, in my opinion, flawless. Again, it only has 22,000 kilometers on it. I've had it for 5, and I never really, the only time my cars are outside is either one, to be honest with you, I'm too tired to put them in the garage at night, or 2, at a car show. So it doesn't get out in the sun very much. So I think my paint is pretty flawless. Yeah, that's that. Before I do a walk through the car, I'm gonna open the hood for you guys. Hood's open, so let's get right into the motor. As you can see, you got a 5.2 liter Wipple supercharged motor with a JLT air intake hooked up to it. JLT air intake is a beautiful air intake. I can't say enough good stuff about it. It's carbon fiber. It is the original whine, somewhat. You know, yeah, you had the old school blowers in the day, and then you got the new Hellcat. This one here, it's got a perfect little whine to it. It's not too aggressive, but it's just perfect. So that's definitely pretty cool. You got Cook's headers on the bottom, and then it goes out to a MagnaFlow exhaust system. I get asked this a lot. Does it have a cam? You know, does it have heads? Does it have this, that? I don't know. I didn't get a sheet that came with everything on it. I just got a dyno sheet off of a dyno jet. It was 666 rear wheels, so that's definitely solid power. Yeah, it's I don't know what's built in the motor, because this car, the one thing that's good about it is it's completely stock. It's stock. Even though the regular ones came with, like, I think 520, 530 horsepower, it's stock because from Shelby it was sent like this. So long story short, I believe a doctor out of Toronto ordered this car in 2010, or technically probably 2009 or 2010, because you got to order the car anyways. And it was sent, it was built at Vegas, I believe. It was sent to Vegas and it got built at Vegas. Somehow it got there. And Shelby, Las Vegas, little side note, beautiful place. I went there when I was 14, and it was so cool. They, you know, you could see in where they're building all the Shelbys, and it was kind of cool. It was this era, which was definitely cool. And you know, it was definitely a really cool experience because the museum was crazy, and at the time I didn't know too much about Shelby's. It was definitely my dream car at the time, but I didn't know too much about it. So sadly, I'm gonna say I didn't pay attention to a lot of it. I did, but not as much as I probably should now. I saw the first ever Shelby Cobra made, but you know, we don't talk about that. Yeah, it's pretty sick. Can't go wrong. If you guys want, comment down in the comments of what the horsepower you think is to the crank. I'd love to know everybody's opinion on that. I get so many mixed reviews. Let's say 660 to the rear wheels. Do you know, calculate that 15% of that? Do you add that on top? What is that? I always like to hear other people's opinions. Some people do it differently, their math. I always find that really interesting, so comment that down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Yeah, you know what? Super cool motor, sounds sick. I don't know 100%. I've been told this by 2 people now. The motor that's in this is the same motor that's in a Ford GT. I don't know. I don't believe it is. It might be it. Not the original GT40, but the one that they came out. If it is, it's super cool. If it's not, I really don't care. GT40 or Ford GT, much respect to you, but like I said, this is my dream car, so I don't care if this is the same motor. Yeah, Shelby American logo, which is really cool. One thing I'll touch into right now is it's a little bit sad about Shelby's. I'm not dissing Shelby at all. Since Carol died, I really feel like Shelby's isn't a special thing anymore. They're definitely pumping out like the brand new GT500, dual clutch, 760 horsepower. Amazing car, fast. You know, if I had to pick Hellcats or like a Demon or a Shelby, obviously I pick a Shelby. That's a hell of a car. I've seen a few of those in person, the GT500s. But you know, and then they made the GT350 before that. High revving, 8200. Like, don't get me wrong, those cars are beasts. They're cool. I never take anything away from them. But what I do feel with the new Shelbys that came out is it's more of a Ford product when this was more of a Shelby product. I just feel like this was more of like the, and again, people laughing, honestly, I don't care, is like, I feel like this car here was more of like a Hennessy or more of like a car that you send out and you come back with a completely different car. It doesn't feel like a regular manufacturer's car. It feels like a completely different feeling, if somebody understands that. And I think this was kind of the last era of that, this body style. I believe this body style went to 2014, and I really think this was the last era of that. And I think the newer Shelbys, like the 350 and even the R and the 500, I really feel like it's like a Ford product. And I have nothing against Ford, but it's like, I don't know. That's just my opinion. That's just what I feel. But enough negativity. Let's keep it positive, and let me take you guys on the inside of the car. I want to say thank you very much to everybody that's liked and subscribed. Channel's doing great. We're back on the vlogs every day. I want to say every day, bro, like Jake Paul, but I think that's going to be a little too, you know, yeah. So anyways, so thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next episode of Kobe's Garage. Thank you. You have a good day.